Have you ever felt stuck? Like you're wrestling with figuring out your God given purpose? Maybe you've prayed, you've journaled, and you've tried everything, but the clarity you're looking for just isn't coming. If that sounds like you, stick around because in this video, I'm breaking down what's blocking you from gaining clarity about your purpose and how you can finally overcome it. Hi, I am Raven Knoll, and I am one of the master coaches here at Called Women. I'm also a strategic advisor and mentor to prophetic women with an educational background in counseling psychology. And you know what? I love helping women unlock their God given potential, whether that's in ministry, in business, in personal growth, whatever that is. So, whether you are working a corporate job that just feels draining, whether you're in ministry or at a crossroads in your life, I know how hard it can be to feel stuck and unsure about your next step. And trust me, you're not alone. I've been there too. The fact that you're watching this video today means you're ready to move forward. So let's dive in. I want to start off by just sharing a quick personal story. There was a time in my life when I was exactly where you might be right now. I was smack dab in the middle of what seemed like the longest transitional season of my life. And when I say long, I mean, it felt so long. God had instructed my family and me to leave an organization we had been a part of for a very long time. And that decision to follow God thrusted us into what felt like a wilderness season. I know you probably know what I mean. I felt unfulfilled in ministry, stuck in my career, and unsure of what God was doing in my life. I kept asking, the Lord for clarity. I was asking, Lord, give me clear directions, but it just seemed like it was not coming. I was frustrated. And honestly, I was just a little bit scared about what to do next because this was such unfamiliar territory for me. I kept praying and trying my hand at this and that, but nothing seemed to work. Nothing seemed to really fulfill me. Nothing seemed to really hit the mark in that season. And so, what I eventually learned through processing through that season and my thoughts and my feelings and really reflecting on what was happening at that time, I learned that it wasn't that God wasn't speaking. It was that I was blocking myself from actually hearing him clearly. I had let fear and overthinking and distractions cloud my ability to receive his directions. Once I realized this and addressed those blocks, everything began to shift for me. When I say everything, I mean everything. And that's exactly what I want to help you do today. So, all right, let's talk about the three biggest roadblocks that might be keeping you from gaining clarity about your purpose and, more importantly, how you can break through. Number one, the fear of change. That's a big one, okay? A lot of people deal with the fear of change. Stepping into God's purpose for your life often means stepping out of your comfort zone. And that can feel very scary, especially when things are so familiar and now God is calling you into the unfamiliar. So maybe you're afraid of failure. Maybe there's financial uncertainty or even just being in the unknown and having to process, all the changes that are happening and just all the question marks in your mind. But here's the truth. God's calling requires for you to increase your faith over your fear. You don't have to see the whole picture in order to take the next step. That is why faith is there. And so I want to encourage you right now, if you are struggling with the fear of failure, if you are battling the fear of failure, I want you to do what is necessary to increase your faith. I know we like to have it all put together and we want to have all the pieces to the puzzle figured out before we make our first move. But again, you don't have to have the whole picture to follow God. Number two, distractions and overwhelm. Life is noisy. I totally understand. Not only is life noisy inside of my house with my two small children who are 5 and 2 and all kind of things happening at one time, but between social media and work demands and family responsibilities, it can feel sometimes impossible to hear God's voice because there's so much happening. There's so much consistent distractions and it just just feels like clarity is just far away. How can I quiet the noise in order to really tune in my ear and my heart to what God may be doing or what God may be saying? And sometimes it feels like as soon as you get a quiet moment, boom, something else happens to distract you. One of your kids is calling your name. Someone's calling your phone. There's a work email that comes through. Anything, all those responsibilities and all the things that you have to juggle. It can feel like when you finally get a moment with the Lord and to just quiet yourself, something else happens. Well, this is why it's so intentional to create time of stillness so that you can seek Him. This is so important. One of the things for me is that I have my non-negotiables in my life, and my devotion time with the Lord, my prayer time, my time to seek Him quietly by myself is a non-negotiable. I have to have that time with the Lord in order to function and in order to show up as my best self in all the areas of my life. Number 3, doubting yourself or God's timing. Maybe you're thinking, I'm too old to start something new. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm not qualified enough. These are natural thoughts that not only you have, but others have as well. But let me remind you of this. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. So I want you to stop doubting your worth. I want you to stop doubting your skill set. And I want you to stop doubting the timing of the Lord. God's timing is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. And if He placed a desire in your heart, He's already equipped you to fulfill whatever that is. And so stop second guessing God's timing. Stop second guessing your worth and start really putting your focus on who God is. All right. So, how do you overcome these roadblocks? Here are 3 steps you can take today. Number 1, get still. Make space in your schedule to hear God. That is so important, like I said before. This can look like 15 minutes of quiet time, 15 minutes of prayer, journaling, simply just unplugging from all the distractions of life and all the things that are vying for your attention. You need to get still before the Lord. If you have time to go and get your nails done, if you have time to go and get your hair done, if you have time for everything else, you can make time to get still before God. Okay. Number 2, find a community. Surround yourself with like-minded women who are also pursuing clarity and purpose. You can have prayer partners that help push forward the prayers that you may be praying or what you're believing for. Trust me, it's life-changing when you're not walking this road alone. And again, sometimes we can feel like we are the only ones in these seasons of not having clarity and in transition and change and all those different things. But I guarantee you, you're not alone. And when you can plug into others and connect with others who are on the same path and the same journey with you, it makes a ton of difference. Number 3, take bold action. Don't wait for everything to be perfect and feel perfect. We wait for that feeling of now is time, or we wait for all the pieces of the puzzle to come together and check mark all the things that we think we need to have in place before we move forward. But start taking small steps in faith, and clarity will follow. What the Lord really wants from you is to make movement. And as you make movement, you'll realize that more answers come, more clarity comes to you. You start to get more clear on the direction that you should be going in and the direction you shouldn't be going in. So if you don't make any movement, how will you know where to go next? So which of these steps do you feel you need most right now? Let me know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. Now, if this video today is resonating with you, I want to personally invite you to join me for the Call to Women Masterclass, where I'll be teaching on clarity, how to get crystal clear on God's purpose for your life. In this session, we'll uncover even more practical tools to help you hear God's voice and step into your calling with confidence. Trust me, You don't want to miss it. Go ahead and click the link in the description below and you can sign up and secure your spot today. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope that this video encouraged you. If it did, do me a favor and hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. I cannot wait to see you in the masterclass. Until next time, take care and stay blessed.